The grim reality is a majority of Kenyans get to retirement age before building a house, before sometimes even getting land. It's just a sad reality. I have a dream of owning my own home. I wish it was soon, but this is not easy. But for professionals or majority of the people who work in the informal sectors, it's very, very difficult to prove your credit history. This leaves so many people excluded from loans and from mortgages. My best option is to try and save, probably in a circle. I find it very limiting. It might take me such a long time, but I don't have an alternative. Owing to the volatile nature of consultancy jobs, it becomes very, very difficult to save because once you've saved, but then it happens that you go through a dry season where jobs are very limited, you end up utilizing your savings and you end up in this cycle of trying to save. It can take such a long time. I really hope there was a better alternative, but for now, saving in a circle seems to be the only option that I have.
It's the dream of every Kenyan to own a home. However, due to various reasons, that remains a pipe dream. It's estimated that Kenya has a housing deficit of 2 million homes, and each year, that number is increasing by over 200,000.
Mimi naitwa Dennis Achieng, chairman wa United Boda Boda Association. Nabebea pale Koja, tena ni chairman wa stage. Mimi ni piwa boda boda. Piwa boda boda. Kujenga sio kazi rahisi. Hasa sisi kama wale watu wanapata mapato kadogo na ni kila siku. Umemwaga mawe hapo, pesa imeisha. Unakuta sasa hii mawe inakaa hapo, watu wanaanza kuiba moja moja. Sasa hivyo ndio nilingangana, hata ukiona hapa saa hii bado haijaisha. Na pesa pia, maisha naye corona, wakati corona iliingia ikaribu kila kitu mpaka sasa tumesimama. Hata gate unaona bado, madrasa bado sijamaliza, hata ndani huko sijamaliza, sijaweka tiles. Kuna changamoto mingi. Hii platform imekuja mpya, ni platform nzuri hii ya nyumba mkononi. Hii platform kama ningejua kitambo, kama ingekuja kitambo, ingenisaidia pakubwa, manake ile hasara nimeenda ni hasara kubwa sana. Lakini hii platform unanunua mchanga iko hapo kwa hiyo system. Unajua mchanga iko safe. Ukinunua mawe unajua iko safe. Ikisa tosa ile quotation unataka, kama ni lori 2 ama lori 3, unaletewa mara moja, unaanzia kazi hapo. Sasa hii platform ni mzuri kabisa kwa wale watu wa bodaboda, mama mboga, wale wa watu wa makanga, wale madrivers. Hii platform tafadhali, hii platform ni nzuri, manake hautaenda sara kulingana vile mimi nimeenda.
For many, the dream is still far because the economic conditions cannot allow them to save enough nor access mortgage facility.
Kwa majina naitwa Paulina Jambo Ucheo, nakaa Kibira, nafanya kazi ya hoteli, niko na hoteli hapa Kibira, napika vitu kama chapati, rice na ugali, samaki pia iko. Na hii kazi nilianza miaka 3 iliyopita. Mimi ni single mother, niko na watoto 2. Kila kitu inaniangalia kama school fees, rent ya hoteli, na mapato pale ni kidogo juu saa zingine chakula zinabaki, zinaoza, sasa na mwaga na siwezi recover hiyo pesa yenye nilichukua nayo chakula kwa soko. Na ningependa tena kuanza kujenga nyumba yangu huko nyumbani. At least hata kazi kama kuna shida yoyote naweza enda nyumbani na ingie kwangu. Nisiingie kwa mtu, niingie tu kwangu. Hii platform ya nyumba mkononi imenifurahisha sana. Sasa nitatimiza ile ndoto yangu vile nilikuwa naota. Sasa naona ndoto itatimizwa very soon. Juu kama ni mabati nitapata hapa, kama ni chuma nitapata hapa juu ya simu. Sasa nimefurahi sana kulingana na nyumba mkononi. Kupitia nyumba mkononi kununua materials kwa simu polepole, niko na imani tatimiza ndoto yangu kujenga nyumba yangu.
The question is, what happens to these families? Who has a solution to those who have been isolated economically? What of those who have just started the journey but cannot complete?
When COVID was announced, we had such an experience because we were not able to pay rent. We thought maybe if we put things together here and there, with sketchy plans, we can start constructing the house as quickly as possible so that we can move in. But that was not the case. We didn't have like a physical bill of quantity or BQ. Basically, I was not in control most of the time on how the house would be constructed. A friend of mine advised just identify an hardware, introduced me to a hardware, and then I paid some money there. I remember I lost quite some amount of money, over 200 and something thousand, because the hardware shut down and I could not get the materials. One day I heard about nyumba mkononi. Then I said, what? Where was nyumba mkononi all this time that I was really struggling with the construction? Because to me it was like a very quick solution, because I can actually build my house virtually. Actually, for me, it's going to restart the entire process from where I had reached to complete the house. It even gives you the morale to continue putting and redeeming, putting money there and redeeming, putting money there and redeeming. So this could be one of those solutions that can really help us to construct our houses virtually, and of course, implement it physically until you achieve it.
I come from a family of 6. We are 4 siblings and our parents. While growing up, my dad used to struggle a lot in making sure that we met our needs. But the downside of it was that he was not able to have a decent home. In the house that we grew up in, it was a 2-roomed house, which we all shared. We all fit in the same house. We shared a room, all of us. And we saw as siblings that our parents have sacrificed so much. We have always wished to build a home for our parents, just to say thank you for everything you've done for us. So when we heard about nyumba mkononi, it was a welcome opportunity for us, because all of us can easily buy building materials through a family account, which we can easily monitor. Through nyumba mkononi, our dream of building a decent home for our parents can actually start to mature and come to be a reality for them.
Personally, I plan on building a house and having my own home, but because of the nature of work, this at times can be very challenging, where you find yourself being transferred elsewhere. You have to use maybe relatives or friends from home to assist you. Not everybody is trustworthy. Due to this, now the piece of land that I have is lying idle. However, I've done a little bit of farming on it up until the point where I can make time and have enough money to do the construction of my house. Thanks to nyumba mkononi, I can easily achieve my dream of owning my home through buying materials from my phone, and I can track these materials from anywhere regardless of where I might be posted. Na ningependa kuwahimiza my colleagues to take advantage of the product and its services.
The baby Nyumba Mkononi has been born, a platform that has brought together dozens of players in the construction industry with a common goal of enabling families to have a shelter.
Since we live in a culture where sons are expected to own their own house when their time comes, being a firstborn son in my family, I believe my father expects me to own a house in the coming days. The challenges I face as a student are lack of finances, lack of a saving culture, and lack of a credit score. in the society, nobody believes a student can start planning for the future. We usually live on a daily basis. The little finances we get are used for, we either go for clubbing, are used for food, and for our leisure. Through the use of this platform, I think the little money I have can get implemented into useful things, such as buying of these resources, so that since I'm a finalist, when I finish school, I won't start from scratch. At least I have a basis to start building my own house. Through the use of this nyumba mkononi, naweza anza kuweka the little money, napata the spare money into buying materials. Ndo nikimaliza shule, at least niko na basis ya kuanzia. At least niko na place naweza anzia kujenga this house.
Nyumba mkononi is the first one of its kind. By buying and constructing houses from their mobile phones, regardless of their income status, every Kenyan can dream again. Sasa tunaweza timiza ndoto zetu.